Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today I wanted to talk about a few new cards that are coming out in a variety of different sets, particularly ones that are actually being supported in Speedroids or Lyralusks. But with that being said, there are a few to actually go over, so without further ado, let's just get started. So the first card we have here is called Revered Banner of the Revolution. It's a continuous trap card. Now this obviously does sound kind of slow in a sense because it is a trap card, but for all we know, if the effects are actually really good, then that's going to make up for it. And I could already see just by a quick glimpse that there are going to be 3 different effects, which is quite promising. So you can only use the first, second and third effects with this card's name only once per turn. So there is going to be restrictions, but nevertheless, if the effects are actually good, then there's no problem. So the first effect is, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 Liberty at last from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Now that's going to be very specific because it's a very specific card that we have yet to be aware of. So with that being said, we can only wait and see what that particular card will actually be able to do. As for the second effect, at the start of the damage step, if a synchro monster is battling another monster, you can destroy your opponent's battling monster. Not bad at all because it is also non-targeting, but at the same time, your opponent would actually know about this anyway, I guess, because if you look at it in this particular sense, your opponent would attack knowing that they have some sort of negate in some sort of way. You know, they wouldn't be so foolish as to attack you without any kind of contingency. So with that being said, it doesn't seem like the most amazing of effects, but it could definitely catch your opponent off guard because of the fact that this is a card that could very well be set. However, if your opponent already knows it, then what reason do they have to actually attack you unless they already had a negate prepared? However, with that being said, this particular effect is definitely nice for the fact that if your opponent actually knows you have this that can destroy, you are kind of forcing your opponent to negate something or waste one of their negates, knowing that this particular effect exists out there. So it's more so of a long-term benefit. But if you could actually, well, if your opponent actually is able to deal with you in the early game, then this card doesn't really serve much of a purpose. So I could see this card being good, but only in a very drawn out game. And for a synchro deck, it is definitely going to be quite surprising because synchro decks I would expect to be very fast as they are trying to go for some OTKs. But you know, we have no idea what's going to happen with Speedroids. For all we know, it could actually be a much longer term deck, you know, where it's a little bit slower and a trap card like this might actually work out for the deck. However, as for the third effect, if this card in the spell and trap zone would be destroyed by a card effect, you can destroy 1 monster you control instead. Very interesting because it gives some sort of protection as well, so that's not too bad whatsoever. However, let's move on to the next card. This is actually an OCG card that's actually going to come out as a promo, I believe. So it's going to be called Motor Shell. Effect and stats confirmed here. So it is a subscription promo for, I believe, Shonen Jump. So with that being said, it's a level 4 Dark Machine effect monster with 1300 attack and 1800 defense. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. So its effect reads, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 engine token. Machine Earth level 1, attack 200, defense 200. Not bad at all, kind of gives you a bit of a recursion, and the fact that it just needs to be sent from the field to the graveyard, you could easily just link this card away and then get a free token. So I definitely do like this because technically if you want to look at it in some sort of way, you could consider this card a 1 card link too, which is brilliant. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. I really do like this, and it already opens up so much potential for you to do so many different plays out there. So the next card we have here is Lyralusk Call. So again, we are getting some more support for Lyralusk. I'm definitely very happy about this because with the previous support we talked about in several videos ago, it was already starting to seem quite exciting to actually build Lyralusk. So seeing that we're getting more support here is always just a really exciting thing to hear. So with that being said, it is a normal spell card and you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. So definitely quite a specific effect there, but let's just see what it actually does. Its effect reads, add to your hand or send to the graveyard one Lyralusk monster from your deck. Then you could special summon one Lyralusk monster with a different name from your hand. Not bad at all, because in this particular sense, you're not necessarily losing out. You're either fueling your graveyard or fueling your hand, and in exchange you get a free summon from your hand as well. So not bad whatsoever. I actually quite like this particular effect. I mean, yes, you do have to special summon a Lyralusk monster with a different name from the one you added to the hand, but even so, it really does give you great setup, and this card is actually quite amazing, to be honest. Like, it doesn't seem like much, but if you actually think about it in a long-term basis where you're actually performing a bunch of combos, this is actually looking quite promising indeed. But finally here, it's also been announced that we are getting an Astral Kuribo. That's pretty awesome if you ask me, because I really didn't expect this. I think it was Rainbow Kuribo that did come out during Zexal. I'm not entirely sure, or was it Kuriboh or something, but the fact that we are getting an Astral Kuribo here is definitely very fun. It is an effect monster. Unfortunately, there is no effect actually confirmed with it, so that is definitely unfortunate. However, it is a level 1 light monster. That's what we do know so far, and it does say here that it does support the XC summon of a numbers monster, which does actually give us a bit of interesting hope that it might actually benefit with the structure deck that's coming out for the Zexal or XC's era. So quite exciting there. Plus another Kuriboh card. It's fine, because to be honest, if we're getting a Kuriboh deck with the previous Kuriboh support that we talked about, then this is kind of like the right timing for it to actually come out, to support not only the XC's decks or the numbers decks, but to also just be part of the Kuriboh deck in general as well. So I love how everything's actually coming together and being part of the same bit of release times. However, with that being said, this was pretty much it for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, definitely drop a like, share, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell notification. And of course, definitely tell me what you guys actually thought about all of these cards. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time.